So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at what's inside. I'm not gonna go over every little details because it's all just very basic stuff, but we got our manual, we have an LPE6 battery, good job on that, Canon, a USB-C cable with some kind of little adapter thingy here, not really sure what that's for yet, and then we have our battery charger. None of that stuff that's important, you guys don't want to see that. This is what you guys want to see, which is right in here. Okay, well maybe not this. You didn't come here for a camera strap. But look at this. This is definitely different than in the past. It's much thinner. It's not nearly as thick as it used to be, I guess, for the smaller camera size. So this is what you guys wanted to see. This is the Canon EOS-R. I did purchase the body only. Okay, hang on just a second. I've got to address this real quick because I can't use my finger. Check out this massive blister I have on here. Be careful cooking and drinking, guys. Be very careful. Anyways, if we screw this off, you can see they've got a little cover here that opens and closes, a little door. I don't really know what to call it, but very cool. Keeps everything out of the inside of your camera. And then over here on the sides, we have at the very top, you have your remote shutter input, which basically looks like a 3.5mm input. And then we have our mic and headphone jacks down below. And then moving along to the right side, we have our USB-C as well as our mini HDMI out. So I know a lot of people aren't happy about this camera, but the main reason I wanted this over my current 5D Mark IV is this beautiful, wonderful flippy screen. I've been using the Canon 70D and the 80D for so long with that flippy screen. When I bought the new 5D Mark IV, I didn't think about needing the flippy screen, and boy, has that made a difference. I don't like shooting with it near as much, and I know I could invest in a monitor, but that's just way more money, and yeah, hopefully this will fulfill my needs. And I picked up the body only specifically because I have a ton of expensive Canon lenses, some of them over $1,000, so I'm not ready to buy all new lenses. I want to make sure I love this camera before I spend any more money on it, so I did pick up the adapter. First, I originally got the EF adapter with control ring, but Best Buy told me on the day that these items were supposed to be overnighted out that they couldn't ship it till like weeks from now. So luckily my local camera store came through and I was able to pick up just a basic $100 adapter so I can adapt my Canon EF lenses. So this adapter is very basic. It really doesn't do anything other than allow you to use your current Canon EF lenses. It has sensors in it, so all your autofocus and all of that will work just fine. Aside from that, there are no functions. This little button here on the side is just to release your lens so you can turn it. It's like a little lock button, just so a safety rather, I guess you could call it. But there's nothing to it other than that. It's lightweight, but it does add quite a bit of length to your current lenses, which some of them are already pretty darn long. If you happen to notice inside the camera, there's all these little metal connectors and they're on each side of this adapter. That way your lens is going to communicate even though you're using the EF with the RF. And based on some of the reviews I've watched, they said these lenses work very snappy and very good with the autofocus, so I can't wait to be able to test that out. For some perspective on the size of this lens, this is the 40mm pancake lens, and you can tell it's about the same size of that, maybe just a little bit hair longer, but here it is against the 50mm, and you can definitely tell it's much shorter than that. But this body is pretty small, so it does make it kind of seem like it sticks out further, and it basically lines up with the end of the grip, maybe just a little bit further than that. But I'm going to go ahead and stick on a lens to see what it looks like. This is the 10-18. Probably a lot of vloggers are going to use this. It's going to give you a lot wider depth of field whenever you're using 4K especially. And let's see, we forgot to look at this. Here is the SD slot, one SD. It will do UHS-2. And then here is our battery compartment, which I still don't have a battery in there yet. And it's really hard to see in there just because it's so dark. Let's go ahead and get our battery in there so we can boot this thing up. This is the LPE6 battery, so if you have a 80D or a 5D Mark IV, it's going to use the same batteries. I think there's a few other cameras. I just know those ones because I have them. So let's go ahead and get it in here, and here is our on-off. That is the only thing on this. Oh, look at this. Needs to charge the battery. It didn't even come with a partial charge battery, so let me go ahead and pull one of my other batteries out. Here is my 5D Mark IV. Like I said, the batteries are interchangeable, so I will swap one out of here real quick. I'm not going to do anything major, but I do want to just boot this up and kind of look at it, and I'm going to have to spend some time getting to know this and all that before I really talk about it, so let me know what you guys like to see. So the first thing it pops up is the date and time setting, and I thought maybe possibly the touch bar you could scroll through either up and down or left and right, but there's nothing there. So moving along, here is our mode up here. You can turn through it, and the mode, where it says mode actually is a button, so you can press it. I don't know if it just saves it if I just leave it here, but I went ahead and pressed it. Then we have our lock, our record button, and then this little button is a light or a backlight for the top screen there. Here's our connector for our camera strap, but I think that's pretty much it. Here is just a size comparison of the 5D Mark IV. It was really hard to show this because in a lot of angles they look very similar, but it feels massively different in the hand. It feels so much tinier, and I can't wait to get this out and play with it and have some fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I really love cameras. That's kind of actually why I even got into YouTube, is because of my love for cameras. So many of you don't know that, but yeah. So anyways, that is a look at